Hi, it's Bob Porter here. We've put together a kind of a show reel of short excerpts from a number of the different activities that we undertake on our journey along the path of the Brandenburg Camino to give you a little flavour of it. We provide a large number of resources for our pilgrims to use in their studies, and the first two clips you're going to see are taken from a seminar which was explaining how to use those resources. So there are negatives in doing choral things online, but there are positive as well. Bless you, Liz. Bless you. Bless you again. And so the one of the positives is that you can take control over how much repetition you need to do to achieve a level of excellence. If you are very, very experienced, it may be that you only need to run through once or twice. It may be that you think you only need to run through once or twice. It might be possible you need a couple more to really perfect it, but we're going to come on how we judge that perfection. We'll come on to in a moment. But if you are very inexperienced, or you don't know the piece at all, you might have to have 30 repetitions. This is stage 3.
Gloria, 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 Gloria.
Now, you can't. The other 3 parts are now singing. They are muted down quite a long way. Because if you're singing in a choir, you're going to be I'd be surrounded by basses, and I'd hear the other parts at a distance. By this time, I'm feeling quite confident about those little bits. So I would now record myself, because the only way I'm going to know if it's up to scratch or not is by listening to it, not by singing it. You have to be a split personality. You have to be the student and the teacher. So now we're going to show you a couple of short clips from the tutti rehearsal from step 6, on which we are studying the Vivaldi Gloria. How were you? Fabulous. So, first entry. There should be a little red comma between the 2 glorias. That means that there's a tiny, tiny break. It's not a breath. A comma is never a breath. So it goes Gloria, Gloria. So you stop the sound fractionally before the second Gloria. And they are not made equal. It's not, as I said just now, to me, it sounds and feels like that's a first beat entry. That's a bar line entry. And that means that it goes Gloria, Gloria. So the second Gloria of the pair needs a little bit less intensity. And I was trying to think of a really good analogy to try and get that feel. And I think I've got it eventually. In that if you're on a swing, when you swing forward, you sort of go room, and then you swing back. And that's the feeling of those 2 phrases joined together. Gloria, Gloria. And now we're going to look at a short excerpt from a vocal warm-up class taken by my partner and very good mate, Matt Buswell.
Now we're going to look at my favourite, which is the puffy cheek. So this is as if you are about to blow a balloon or blow out candles on a cake. There's a small gap in your lips, and you are definitely singing through your oral cavity here, not your nasal cavity. So it's not impossible to do. So just on the low A, just experiment, taking a really nice, low, relaxed breath. making sure that these cheeks are really inflated, like a hamster storing its food for the winter. Good, so you're going to realize that you need a lot of connection here and a lot of air needs to be supplied in order to maintain the air pressure inside your mouth. So with this feeling, just going to slide up and down a fifth.
On step 5, we were studying the Shepherd's Farewell by Berlioz from L'Enfance du Christ. And the altos had a particular little problem with one join over a chromatic change. So this was a little exercise that we put together to help them. So I came up with this little exercise which you can use to tidy up that corner. Of course, it comes 3 times with the same pitches. So I'm just now going to share screen. So it's a learning aid. At the start here in the 4/4 section, you've got a D sharp. So you'll hear the D sharp and then you'll sing the D sharp with the piano. And then the chord comes in around you. That's on the pause bar chord. And then you slip down a semitone to the D natural by yourself with the piano, and we'll hear the chord which is the following bar. And you can then use this recording to run backwards and forwards just over that join. Now I'm going to just play that so that you can use that section of the recording to just drop back and play it through, drop back and play it through, and use it as an aid. And after all that work, we eventually get to record the piece we're studying in both audio and video. And here you'll see a couple of clips which are drawn from the video resource that we supply to the pilgrims to use in their own recording. This is the video to use to record your video. This is how we make an impression. So we have to think about it, make sure that you are framed really nicely. If you've got a little bit of colour on your blacks, just see if it's just in view maybe. And make sure you're well lit. And please try not to sing like that all the way through, even though that would be rather realistic of some concerts we've seen. Let's try and project. So we're now imagining that we are in the green room of the Albert Hall, and we are going to go out and give a real performance. We're going to sell this piece. We've talked about what it means, we've looked at the words, we've invented our own translations. We know this piece, and we're going to give a fantastic visual performance to our audience to match the fantastic audio performance we already have in the can. Couple of things to think about. No staggers. So if there is a long phrase that we are normally staggering in our audio recording, you just keep miming. You can mouth the words as you breathe in and out. Just keep miming. Second thing, bar 110. Remember, that's the kernel, that's the absolute grit in the oyster. That's the bit, that's what says it all. So we have to have 100% for those 3 bars, everyone looking straight ahead and really projecting. It's an E flat dotted minim. It's followed by an E flat dotted minim. Guess what it's followed by? You don't need to look down. Please really project that. The other place to keep your concentration is in the rests, in the middle and at the end. and at the beginning. So don't lose concentration. Stay in the performance. It's a big hall. It's a sell-out audience. They're not socially distanced. It's sold out. They're rammed, crammed in. So we're now going to give a real performance.